the dried lavender sprigs in the stuffing and filled the air with a clean, astringent scent. "What would you have me do, sir?" William chased the sunlight across the covers with his hand. "I want you to go to Wales, to Strigil, and I want you to ask Stephen for the 2 pieces of silk I entrusted to his care after I returned from Jerusalem." Jean's dark eyebrows rose toward his thatch of silver hair. "Yes," William said. "Half a lifetime and grace I did not expect to have. I need you to take letters to our men on the marches too, but your priority is the silks, and you must bring them to me without delay." He saw dismay fill Jean's eyes as he recognized the significance of the request. It was so difficult giving the news of finality to a friend who did not want to believe the inevitable, even when confronted with the evidence. "Of course. I will leave immediately, sir. But what if—" Jean broke off, rubbing his neck. William reached out and gripped Jean's forearm as firmly as he could. "Do as I say, my boy. And I will be here when you return, I promise. I have never broken a promise to you, have I?" "No, sire. You have not," Jean swallowed. "I would not break a promise to you either. I swear I shall return as swiftly as I can." William looked toward the light streaming through the open window. "The weather is set fair and the roads will be firm." He gave a semblance of his old smile. "I would go with you, but since that is impossible, I shall accompany you in spirit. Godspeed your way." Jean performed a deep bow, pressed his hand to his heart as he straightened, and then briskly left the room, his step filled with pride and purpose. Weak and worn out, William subsided against the pillows. He gazed at the arches of blue sky through the window, felt a light breeze stroke his face, and remembered distant April days when he had competed in the tourneys with the elation of youth, taking ransoms beyond count and winning every prize. He had ridden in the entourages of kings and queens, life pounding through him with the speed and strength of a galloping horse. All that physical power and vigour was now a faint imprint within his dying body. Yet the memories remained as vivid and rich, as joyous and painful as the moment of their creation. The fresh air from the open window carried to him the sound of grooms shouting to one another as they saddled Jean's palfrey and prepared his pack-horse. If the weather held, and there were no delays on the road, his errand would take him less than a fortnight. So little time, yet leading to all the time in the world. An eternity. Closing his eyes, William sent his mind down tunnels of memory, until he came to the moment on a warm summer's evening that had led him inexorably to those 2 lengths of silk cloth. It had begun at a shrine in the Limousin, and he had been intent on robbery. Chapter 2. Martel, the Limousin, June 1183. The small silver coin flashed as it spun through a bar of dusty sunlight before tumbling into the afternoon shadow and landing with a soft clink on the table between William and his young lord. Harry to his intimates, eldest son of the King of England, gestured at the fallen coin. "There," he said, "all that stands between us and destitution." He wore his customary smile, but his blue eyes were quenched of humour. "No money to pay the troops, provide for the horses, or feed our bellies." He tossed his flat purse onto the table to emphasize the point. William said nothing. The only way out of this morass was for Harry to sue for terms with his father, with whom they were at war, something he would never do because most of this fight was about Harry not having the landed power to rule his own life and being dependent on his sire for funds. They had foraged the surrounding countryside and villages, taking tribute by various, often underhand methods of persuasion until that particular larder was bare. Having already sold and pawned their most valuable possessions, a second round of scrimping and tallying was not going to raise anywhere near the 100 marks required. Next week it would be a further 100. They were cornered and facing pressure from their own mercenaries who were demanding their wages with threats. Despite Harry's theatrical gesture with the penny, A few baubles still remain.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.